then that's shitty if that's what you do. And if that's what Scarecrow did with Sid Haig, then that's stupid.
Well, I'm not saying, I have no opinion on it whatsoever. I'm just saying that their page has blown up, the official Scarefest page, with people that are pissed, especially. They bought it and found out he wasn't going to be there, and the people that were still pissed about the Robert England fiasco, and then other things that happened, and people are just not happy with how that's run. And a bunch of people said that it was the changing of the hands when the quality in it changed. And I didn't know. That was my first time ever being there. Mick asked me to go. That's why I even came, to be honest. And to see you, fella,
They're starting to get bigger than they ever planned on being, I think. Like, they're trying to bring in bigger names. Because, like, England last year, like, that was a fiasco. And it was insane. I mean, people waited 8 hours just meeting. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. But they're starting to get bigger, and it's like just a small family-owned con, and they're not prepared to get bigger. And that sucks for them.
Well, it shouldn't. Bad things shouldn't happen like that. Like people shouldn't feel. These are fans, and like I said, there are people, that I did some research on CreepyCon and have heard nothing but the best about CreepyCon, and then the staff, and then the way that they're catering to people. And it's a smaller con, but not by much. We're talking in between 8,000 to 10,000 people a year, and it's growing exponentially. I mean, this is only the second year, so I'll definitely be, watching out for that. And I try to look into going to do conventions where I know that there's going to be a chance for fans to be able to go and get to who they want to see, that the staff is helpful, and that nobody's stuck in line for, 7 or 8 hours. Because I did the one I did in Vegas, there was a couple hours that I spent signing, 2 or 3 hours, which is nothing like Robert's. Robert spends 8, 9 hours sometimes at the table. But people that had been there and sat in the line 7 or 8 hours and hadn't even gotten to be seen, and then the line skip people who paid the extra privilege to be able to skip the line and didn't get the chance to, that's rough. That's
man, because like his line skip skip line or whatever, that was like 4 hours long. The other line was like 8 hours long. So like, I don't think there should ever be live skips at horror conventions. I mean, I realize that's a easy upsell for people and like the VIPs, etc. But all it does is cause more of a headache.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pissing on my house.
What?
I said I'm pissing on my house.
Yeah, he said he's pissing on his, I guess he's outside pissing on the house instead of in the bushes.
Oh, that's good, I guess.
Well, see, what happened was I moved a bunch of shit for mowing the lawn, and all that shit's in the way of the gate now, and I haven't moved it back yet.
Let me ask you a question.
You know what's funny is I'm watching in the window, and my wife's doing exercises in my room, and she's got the door closed, so I feel like a pervert, except for I'm not jacking off, I'm pissing.
Okay, well, no pervert then, I guess, right? No.
How do you feel about how this show's gone, Blake? Aren't you excited?
About the show
You're
tonight?
always proud to be excited, associated with things like this, aren't you?
Oh, I am. That's why I completely deny that I ever know you fuckers with everybody else. No,
now, I'm just walking around in my backyard with my dick out, and the rest of the neighborhood can see it if they feel like looking.
Well, you're in bumfuck Louisville, right? Is that where it's okay there?
I don't think it's bumfuck because we're like 17th largest city, and we're trying to treat ourselves like Chicago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Yeah.
Everybody dies every single day here, so
Hey,
maybe
did you see that shit I tagged you guys in about in Hendersonville today? The mayflies attacking the BP. That should be a horror movie right there, buddy.
There's so much weird shit going on in the world.
No shit.
Oh, by the way, Horror Hound's going to be a clusterfuck in Indianapolis, Blake. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah? Man, I had some people asking me if I was going to do that one. They never reached out to me, but I've got calls in to do a couple other ones, so we'll see where I end up. I really would like to do Days of the Dead, again.
Good luck doing fucking Horror Hound. I'm sure they're out of fucking booths for everybody. They've got, their guests are fucking huge. And Vic's starting to think, and maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. He thinks they're going to get Skarsgård from the new It movie.
If they do, I guarantee that fucking that shit'll be sold out in less than a day's time. I give it 2 or 3 hours. If he shows up,
we'll be there. I guarantee it.
If he shows up and does photo ops or any kind of autographs or whatever, his shit. I'll put it this way: if he shows up, the Walking Dead people that were there from the show, they're going to lose a good percentage of their lines.
Good. Fuck the Walking Dead people.
Well, okay, Travis. Damn. I'm not a fucking fan either, but Jesus.
We do like, they've got Nick Castle. That's cool. They've got Robert Englund, which we will not be meeting this time because there's too many fucking people we need to meet. And Lance Guest is going to be there. I had him in my Halloween 2 post.
Lance Guest, Last Starfighter, and Jimmy in Halloween 2, right?
Yeah, I heard he's a douchebag, but that's okay.
Well, so are you, so it should be fine, right?
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk to him, so it's all good.
You don't talk to them people. You don't talk to us when you show up. You guys talk to me because you still consider me a friend, but you won't talk to the other people.
No, they don't fucking, no, I think they probably think they're better than me, so they suck it. Most of them, anyway. Not all.
He talks to the females.
I do. Only if I have my kids with me.
Uh-huh.
Or my wife shows up and grabs your kids. And we.
Well, is it true, though, Vic? Think about it. Who have I ever talked to when I don't have my kids?
I don't know. You always have them, so it's hard to say.
That's not true. I didn't have them like 6 years ago.
They weren't alive.
Exactly. So was I talking to them then?
Well, you had, yes, you were, actually. And you probably had those other kids with you.
I think you're falsifying information here.
I wouldn't do that.
So Cheryl Lee from Vampires wanted to talk to me for 8 hours last time we were at a con, and I'm like, stop. Or she was talking to Isla, really, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you all. Leave her alone. And Isla's just talking nonsense, you know. I like Jack Skellington, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, fuck me.
Pennywise.
Pennywise. That was Hazel.
I know. I just like to give him shit.
She's up there sleeping with Pennywise. So Hazel has an issue. She thinks, and Isla does too. She gets Chucky and Pennywise confused. Like she saw Chucky and she's like, Pennywise? I was like, no, that's not Pennywise. She's all excited too.
That's crazy.
Really?
All right. Yeah. Well, it's the red hair.
Yeah.
All right, people. So let's see. Next week, Richard Speck. The week after, Sleepaway Camp 3. And the week after, Pondo. And then in August, we're doing the Menendez brothers. That's right. I got it right this time. I didn't say the fucking Ramirez brothers like Richard Ramirez and whoever the hell else. So I got it right this time around.
Good job.
And that's all I got. I mean, you know, TravinVicHorror.wordpress.com. It's updated through June. I don't have the last week's Twilight Zone episode on there yet, but hey, fuck you, because I've gotten this far. And I'm going to the lake on Friday, Vic. Friday the 13th. So I'm going to the lake.
I know, asshole.
Well, I gotta. Go ahead.
Vic's just hating.
I never get invited to lake by anybody. No, he wasn't.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Vic, I'm not celebrating anything either. I've got a show to do, 2 of them actually, about the book. So I'm working on Friday the 13th, some of the day anyway.
Fair enough. All right, so at Travis Vic Horror, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/Travis and Vic Horror, Vic Von Erich on Twitter, at Phenomenal DLD on Twitter, at what is it, Vic?
And what?
What's Blake's?
You mean Vic? Vic's is Vic Von Erich. Mine is unimportant.
Blake Bass 1428.
I wanted him to give it out. That's why I did it.
Hey, guys, I meant to tell you before we go, like, after the plugs, I got to tell you guys something. You're going to think it's hilarious. So.
All right, I'm done with the plugs. Nothing else.
I've got a show on Monday, too, with Technical Defects. I'm sure you've seen I sent you the poster art for that the show did. But they've got, man, we're going to be on there, and then they're going to have the voice actor that does Frylock from Aqua Teen Hunger Force on there after.
That's fucking awesome. I love that show.
And then they've got the guy who's doing, oh, God, Kane Hodder's new documentary. He's going to be on there because Kane is on there all the time. And they've got they've had some Walking Dead people on there, but I can't remember the fucking name of the guy's name, but he's doing the Kane Hodder story, and it's like a documentary film, and I think it was a book too. So it's going to be great that whole week. So, but yep. And if you're curious, the book is going to the printer next week.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hey, have I told you guys the new house is announced for Horror Nights? On air, anyway?
No.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Chucky.
Very nice.
I'm very fucking excited. That's all I can say. I'm still waiting for a couple more announcements, but they'll get there. So it's going to be a good fucking October. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be a very witchy October on our show, too, isn't it, Vic?
Yeah.
Might delve into a little vampires. I may have Catherine Ranslin back to talk about the vampire culture in America, which I'm kind of excited about. But yeah, good shit, man. So Blake, you gonna join us next week to talk about Richard fucking Speck?
Yeah, sure. If you guys have room for me, I know you've got
with Ray
and all that stuff. And well, of course, Ray is my buddy. Yeah. Well, I'll do that. I'll definitely set aside some time. But yeah, just next week is just Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows now, and then Mick's doing a big Q&A thing for the Popcorn Fright Festival thing. So they're doing a screening of Nightmare 4, and then they're going to have a whole Q&A about this book, and it's going to be huge. They've rented out like a convention center to do this, so it's going to be fantastic. And man, I'm just so excited about this fucking book coming out. This book is going to be amazing. Have you guys seen the Chapter 12? Sneak peek up there on the Kickstarter?
Yeah, I have.
Man, it's good stuff. And then Robert Englund, did the voice interviews and stuff, and he's super excited about it. And man, it's just going to be so much fucking fun. It's just wrapping this up is going to be great, man. We've got all those people pre-ordering, so there's lots of pre-orders. And then I'm going to have books at the shows and stuff, so I'll try to see if I can't get up near your neck of the woods up there and see if you guys are going to get a book or not. Because I know you don't really read, but you're going to want to read this one, man.
Hey, I read your last one.
Oh, did you? Did you actually read it?
Yes.
And?
I liked it. Yeah, of course I liked it. Are you kidding? It's a good subject. Pretty easy to fucking like.
Oh, well, that's, I guess. That's okay. That's not the reaction exactly I was hoping for, but hey.
Well, when you get into Elm Street, it's a pretty simple thing to make successful. Just like the Friday the 13th novels that William Patterson did.
Right, but it's also very easy to fuck things up, as obviously.
You're right, but it's not a movie, so it's not as hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier to write a good book than it is a good movie, I think.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and a bunch of people that were associates of Clive Barker's, they read it, and they said that I took very good care of canon, which is very important. That's something I'm going to be trying to do a seminar on at this convention coming up, is the importance of taking an established character, not retconning anything that was already established in film.
That's very hard, too, by the way.
What?
Not retconning things, because a lot of these movies fucked up their backstories,
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree, and they left out enough of the backstory that you're like, I want more backstory. So, yeah, there's a guy that read it, and he's like, I think if they would have done your book and filmed that instead of the one they filmed in 2010, it would have fared 1,000 times better, and that would have really turned Freddie on to a new generation, because they would have got to see him before he was all burned up, and they would have got to see like what went into the making of the character, what made him the way he was, psychosis. And they said it read like historical nonfiction, almost like a true crime, the way the murders are described and the details of the murders. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad you liked it, though. It's good. At least you read it, Good stuff.
Hey, Vic, are you going to Flashback Weekend in Chicago?
Nah.
I didn't see anything.
I'm going to,
you must have.
I'm going to Days of the Dead in Chicago.
Fair enough.